Down. Good job. Wait.
Down. Good girl. Yeah, that's a good girl.
All right, I'm Abigail Fain. This is Izzy. She's a service dog in training. I'm Connor Allender. I'm a student at Mount Mercer University, and I have here today with me Sammy.
I'm Nancy Schaefer, and this is Charlie, and Charlie will be a year old the end of October.
I'm Jan Moore, and this is Clarence. I'm Clarence's puppy guardian, and he's 3 years old, and he's at the end of his training.
You want to go?
Guardians are the heartbeat of our organization. They're the ones that are putting in the countless hours, getting these dogs to the point where they can be placed, they can graduate, they can go on to be their working service dogs.
Service dogs can impact a warrior's life in many ways. It can help them to get off medications, and it can help them to get out in public. They can do all kinds of amazing things. I'm a guardian mentor, so when we have somebody new that wants to handle a dog, I train them how to do that.
We do have a lot of first responders and veterans that need help that aren't getting the help they need. By volunteering, I get to help provide trained service dogs so that they can have a good quality of life.
A veteran that got one of our first dogs that we trained, his anxiety was so bad he could not leave his house by himself. He's literally a prisoner in his own home. He got his first dog, and about 3 or 4 months later, I saw him at the Iowa State Fair. Somebody who has come from that situation to make the transition with the help of a dog is amazing stuff.
I am the president of Mustangs Unleashed. We partner with Iowa Service Dogs to allow students the opportunity to raise and train service dogs on campus. I'm currently a senior right now, and my major is criminal justice and psychology. I have goals of going into federal law enforcement, but I want to start with a local department, and so I think it kind of reinforces wanting to help train dogs for veterans and first responders as well as become a first responder.
You know, if the dog is awake, they're learning something. So we teach our training methodology, which is positive reinforcement, and how to incorporate that into working with their dogs every day.
A day in the life of working with a service dog is very similar routine of having a dog, so making sure that they're exercised and loved and well taken care of, but a little bit more hands-on structured training time, especially when you have a puppy. Getting them used to different environments and wearing different gear, being around different people and animals and places.
Our dogs get to go on 2 field trips throughout their training career. The whole point is to get the dogs to experience things that we don't have access to here in the state, because we never know where their warrior is going to end up going.
Table is a cue that you can use if you're at like a restaurant or if you're just at your dining room table. We're just shaping it, so basically you start from nothing and you build all the way up to that cue. We've started where I give her a hand signal, kind of like a sweep, and she goes under the table, and then I can go about doing homework or eating or whatever it may be.
From the time we take on a dog around 8 weeks old, we have them in training for about 2 years. We are also very particular with the dogs that we send out. We don't want to just send out a half-trained dog. We want to make sure that dog knows what it's doing, because they're there to help their person, and that person relies on that dog every day.
As a volunteer, I have learned patience. You don't rush anything with a pup, but you're going to break it down in little steps. So I've kind of applied that to my life too. There may be something that I want to do, and it seems very overwhelming. So I just break it down.
Going out with Sammy helps with my own skills, whether it's like communicating with community members about like why I have a dog, or talking to kids about like why they can't pet my dog and stuff like that.
Typically 6 months before the end of the dog's training, we have warriors come in and they work one-on-one with each dog. And we look at their needs and the skills of the dog and personality and try to make a good match so they can make a good bond.
The warrior graduation is really the whole point of it. The warrior's been through their training, the dog has been through their training, and they are now a team ready to go out and conquer the world. And to see the smiles on their faces and the smiles on their families' faces is worth all the work that we put in.
I'm going to tell you, we cry ugly tears. We really do. But we know once we hand that leash over, they can transfer their love to that warrior.
That's the whole goal, right? Is to get this dog ready to go for that veteran or first responder. Somebody else needs this dog way worse than I do.
They'll tell you, they're my buddy. They are my lifeline. They go where I go. So they are very protective of their dogs, and you can just tell how much they love them.
Clarence's training that I have done with him, he's picked up on emotions. And when we lost our daughter a couple of years ago, we talk about her. And so when I get emotional, he comes and he puts his head on my knee, or he does something to comfort me. So he knows what to do.
I am told that our waiting list right now is 10 years long. The future of Iowa Service Dogs is really determined by the number of guardians we can recruit, because that's the limit of how many dogs we can train at any given time.
We realize there's a really big time commitment being a guardian, but we're never just going to leave you out there and be like, figure it out. And I think any of our guardians would tell you, we're pretty much on call 24/7 for them. We want them to be successful. We want them to enjoy their guarding experience. We want the dogs to have fun as well.
A great place to start is to become a puppy sitter. You can get a feel for having the dog in your home without having them, full time.
You don't have to be an expert. You just have to be willing to learn.
I didn't even have a dog growing up when I started volunteering. They do a phenomenal job of guiding you through and preparing you to take on a dog.
I would describe our community as a very tight-knit group of people. So a lot of times our volunteers become very good friends. There's never a shortage of people willing to help.
If you're like, I think I want to do it, just do it. You get to hang out with a cute puppy all day. So that's number one. But number two would be the organization that is Iowa Service Dogs has so many wonderful and knowledgeable people.
Yeah. Being involved with the Iowa Service Dogs has been an opportunity of a lifetime.
It's the child that's going to look out at the Christmas program and is going to see that parent out there too that has never been able to handle that situation before. But they can do it because that dog is by their side. This is how I can make a difference in somebody's life.
I gotta go cuddle some dogs now.